Survivors, it's been one full year since we started the podcast, and I just wanted to go through a couple intros and special moments that we've gone through in the last year. Thank you guys for the support. Hope you guys enjoy.
My retired beach bobs coming at the close of Ark Survival Evolved. Welcome to this very exciting episode of Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts.
And my name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast.
Hello, beach bobs. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name's Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts.
And my name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast. And today we have a very special guest.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Ned, or Neddy the Noodle, and I make Ark videos.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts.
My name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast. And today we got a very special guest. We got Aaron Aztec. Man, how are you doing, Aaron?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. I'm pumped, excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts, and I have a special co-host here today.
Hi, I'm QC Survivor, tribesmate from the official PVE tribe.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt, one of your co-hosts, and I'm wishing you a happy new year. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and fellow humans. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt, and I'm going to be your lonely co-host today. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow humans. Welcome to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts.
My name is Jericho. I'm a host of the Stranded Survivors podcast, and we have a very special guest today. It is Chips. Chips, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Thank you all so much for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts.
My name is Jericho. I'm a co-host of the Stranded Survivors podcast. And today we have an amazing guest, Hop on Ark. How are you doing, man?
Hi, my name is Hop on Ark, and I'm just a guest on the Stranded Survivor podcast.
Hello, survivors, and welcome back to another episode of Stranded Survivors. I am your host, Jericho, and today I'm here with... Oh, yeah, Matt's not here. It's just me this week.
Hey everyone, this is Drew coming at you from the Stranded Survivors podcast. Matt and Jericho got fired. So let's start this out talking about how otters suck.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Stranded Survivors. My name is Matt. I'm one of your co-hosts, and man, was that intro emotional. I miss QC.
Yeah, man, that intro, I just had to put some a little bit together, kind of like in a chronological order, of all of the, first episode, all of our guests, and then our first episodes doing solo, like all of that. I know you guys don't see any visual with that, but it was just really cool for me to do. And, it's been a whole year, Matt, a whole year, man.
A whole year, dude. It doesn't feel like it's been a whole year, and we've had so many ups and downs and ins and outs and all arounds, and it's been a wild year. So those of you that have been around for this whole year, you're the real MVP. And speaking of real MVPs, we got Jude Kirk from the Discord in the recording booth with us today. So thank you for joining us, Jude.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. If you guys do want to join us for future episodes, you just let us know. I mean, honestly, I didn't tell Matt, so this is, kind of his live reaction. I don't think you'll care, but I did just put the podcast live stream, where we do our podcast every week, open, so anybody can join whenever you guys want. Just come and join us, chat a little bit beforehand or whatever it is. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll keep the chat open while we record, so that way if anybody ever pops in and you guys have things to say, you can type it in that live stream chat and we'll be able to read it live, react, and moving forward, community building is something we want to focus on, so that's just another way we can include you guys more.
Yeah, but like Matt said earlier, kind of, if you guys have been here any sort of length, whatever it is, we started at the very end of Ark Survival Evolved, right? And now we're almost fully immersed multiple months into Survival Ascended. We've had multiple amazing guests, have multiple more amazing guests lined up, which I'm very excited for. But, I really want to thank, the people that did come on, even just, some of our Discord members, some just, content creators, all these people that came and, were able to join us for the podcast. We truly appreciate it.
Yeah, it definitely takes, a whole village to build up what we got going on here in the community that we're building. And I think that this week would be a good chance for us to tell some stories, fill in some gaps, answer some questions that may or may not exist. And to be honest with you, let's just bear all. It's been a crazy year, man. Like so many ups and downs, and the first thing I want to start with actually is something that happened very, very early on in Survival Ascended's release. It is the rise and the fall of the official tribe.
Man, I forgot about that.
Dude, all right, so for those of you that don't know, we were on an official server on the island, and we were going hard. We had a wide open tribe. It was, oh yeah, join the Discord, join our tribe, blah, 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 blah. And we had a pretty good little small army. That was where we met QC. That was where we met Big Chicken. We had met a whole bunch of, really, really, really good people there. And we built up, I would say, Jericho, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like we had a pretty solid little area and a solid little base.
Yeah, and overall, I think our base was actually pretty solid for an official server. Um, we really were grinding that, like you said, quite a bit, breeding babies. Like, dude, we had some like cool lines, different things like that. And like you said, we actually had quite the bit of the army. I mean, I would say we ended up doing what, at least 10 people at the start of it, right?
Yeah, we got to like 10, and I think at one point we hit like 12 or 13 people, and that was when we started trying to, make sister tribes, and that was honestly the beginning of the downfall. So we got to like the 10 to 13 mark, and all of us that were the original people, the admins, if you will, we all got together. We started talking about, as we're getting more and more people, we need to figure out who goes where, what goes where. Like, we started, trying to make plans and have leadership. And one person, I think it was BC originally, or it might have been some dude named Aloe. I think it was Aloe at first, went off on his own. He was some guy from the Discord. I'm not even going to give him the time of day to say his full name. He's not worth it. But yeah, there's a reason to that. I'm not being blatantly disrespectful. Hold on.
Oh, no.
This guy decides to start the sister tribe, goes off on his own, creates another area. We, obvious open relationship of trading and sharing everything. We're a sister tribe. So we are one giant unit split up into two legal tribes, if you will. And QC sort of decides to join him. Absolutely no problem with that. He was one of our admins. He jumped over, started doing things over there because they wanted to run things their way. And, there were just very minor differences in the way things were going to be run. And you guys know how tribes go. That's just that. Eventually, Aloe and QC decided that they had some differences, and Aloe handled it the complete wrong way. He incited everybody. He had another one of his little friends join him in the tribe and in the Discord. They incited us completely. They took like everything of value pretty much. They really done gone goofed everything up and kind of honestly sabotaged us pretty hard. They blocked off QC so he couldn't like move his stuff anymore. Like all of his stuff got locked up. I think it was by a raft or something like that was blocking him. Long story short, like all of his stuff got basically manhandled, and it was a really rough experience. Everybody's been incited. If you play Ark for a long period of time and you've played online, you've probably been incited. But, like, this one hurt, man. This one hit hard.
Yeah, that was the really sad part for me, right? It's like somehow, some way, Matt got me into PVE, which I'm not a PVE player by any means. All I ever play is PVE. And I just was like, oh yeah, but I was enjoying the PvE so much, playing with Matt, QC, Aloe at the time, friend called Alan, Kelvin, Steven, all those people. Like, we had so many people, Big Chicken, whatever, man. There's too many people to name, okay? But we had such a blast, and like, I was really enjoying it, even just PvE, breeding dinos, doing different things like that. And this just like completely ruined, like Matt said, everyone's been incited before, but this just like killed my vibe. It really killed everyone's vibe. We still had small amount of things, but nobody really wanted to play anymore. And like, that was like the end of our tribe just from that. And I don't know if you guys, for the ones that have been here for a long time or have listened to all the episodes, you definitely could tell something happened because we stopped talking about the official tribe and, just said that something happened. Well, this is what happened. You've been waiting a whole year almost for what happened, but that's what happened.
Yeah, we originally all agreed that we weren't going to tell the story because Aloe and his little buddy did not deserve the time of day, and we weren't going to give them the attention and the satisfaction of hearing their name on the podcast ever again. But in light of the year in recap, that was honestly like a major, major moment for me. Not only did that burn my candle all the way down for the official tribe, but it made it so that way, like, we went to an unofficial server at that point. Everything was boosted. We started having more fun. Like, it revamped things a little bit for me. But I always, in the back of your mind, you have that little flicker of, I can't trust anybody anymore. And to be honest with you, like, it was wrong of me to feel this way, but it kind of impacted my interaction with the community for a while. Like, I completely dipped out. I'm sure some of you guys that have been here for a while noticed, like, there was a long period where I wasn't really engaged with the general chat and stuff like that, and I was hurt, I put a lot of heart and faith into the community, and somebody that I thought I could trust from the community that we built, like, lied to us. And not to get all sentimental and sappy, but, like, I just needed my space, and, it was hard because that flame never really came back after that, I guess.
Yeah, it was really hard to even build a flame back up for me, man. I really struggled. Like, I love official. And especially, like I said, man, the most fun I was having on PvE, like, I just remember, like, you were there, Matt, for the situation on PvE that we are all like, oh, we're going to go tame a Giga. And we knocked it out. And somehow it woke up instantly and we all got chased.
Yeah, that was like... Oh, excuse me, I'm choking to death now. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm choking to death. I need water.
Well, as Matt takes a water break, hopefully he can actually come back and not cough himself to death.
We're back.
Okay, good.
Jude Kirk said he watched that video. So, man, that was wild. It literally, there was a known glitch for a while, and we didn't know it at that time. It had, like, as far as I know, it was relatively new at the time that we tried this, but there was a known glitch for a while that they were having torpor issues with the Giga. We got that bad boy down, and we are sitting there force-feeding narcos to it, sitting there, or narcotics, force-feeding narco berries. We're doing absolutely everything we can to keep this thing down, but literally, even going as fast as you can, shoving the narcotics into its mouth, it was still losing torpor. There was no way we were saving it. And that bad boy got up, and it did damage to our stuff.
Oh, yes, it did. That was a good time, man.
Yeah, and then there was the time we tried to tame the Karcha as soon as it came out. And we tried to tame the Karcha. Like, they had just come out. We had no clue what we were doing. All we knew was drag a body to it. So we're sitting on top of the ravine in the island. God, what is it called? Smuggler's Cove? Smuggler's something. Something, yeah, whatever. There's like that long cavern in there, and it was down in that area near the waterfall. And we killed a parasaur up at the top of it. And we dragged it all the way to the edge, doing the best we possibly could. And Joe Daddy decides to be a hero. We throw the parasaur over the edge, and we figure, oh yeah, he's just going to feed it to it and then take off running. And as he takes off sprinting away, he's like jumping off of rocks, doing parkour, 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 trying to keep himself alive. QC Survivor swings around with the Argentavis trying to pick him up. Misses on the first pass, swings around, misses on the second pass, and the Karcha, oh my gosh, absolutely annihilates him, has him for dinner. It was end of Joe Daddy. It was hilarious.
Oh, man. Good times on the tribe.
Good times, yeah. So that was the official tribe, and then the fall of it. After that, we actually just recently deleted those channels because, there really was no tribe anymore, so there was no need to have the clutter on the Discord. So if you've noticed that the official tribe chats and like pictures and all that stuff disappeared, that's why.
Man, what was the next like big thing? I mean, episode 1 we did that, which was huge, right? But which was the end of AFC. But episode 2, man, Nettie came on for our second episode ever.
What a start, right, guys?
That
the
was
lore
crazy.
master himself.
Man.
See, I'm a big lore person. It doesn't matter what game I'm playing. I want to know the lore. I want to know why I'm there. I want to know all the things. Like, I'm that ding dong that we're playing a zombie game and I'm going to stop and I'm going to try to read the titles of the books on the bookshelf because I'm curious what this person read. And I'll notice if they're the same book over and over again. So, like, I care about lore, and I'm a huge fanboy of Nettie. So when he came on the podcast as early as he did, I was super stoked. And to be honest with you, he's somebody that I've kept a working relationship with. Like, I just did some voice acting for him for one of his videos a little bit ago, maybe like a month ago or so. It was his Once Human video, so go watch his Once Human lore video, and you'll see me doing the two scientists in there. Yep. And he's got Frozen Seed coming out, which I gotta keep talking to him more about what roles I'm doing there, but he's got cool stuff coming out, so he's, like, really awesome.
Yeah, man. Nettie was just such a nice guy, and, you know, whenever we either need something from him or whatever, like, this man was more than willing, like, you know, every once in a while I'd message him and be like, hey, the podcast is, like, what do you think about this idea? And he'd let me know, or, like, he'd be like, hey, man, if you guys need someone, you know, I'm willing to join you guys for another episode, whatever it was. Like, he was way more than willing to help, and I truly just appreciate him and everything that he's done to kind of help us out.
Yeah. And speaking of that, the next big guest we had was Aaron Aztec, and he's another one that, you know, he's done some cool work, so it was pretty cool to meet him. And he was, aside from being a good content creator, him and Nettie are both, like, genuinely really cool guys.
Oh yeah, man. I still like not I mean, I don't keep in contact by any means, but like that man just has like such a good attitude, and it's like awesome. Like he's great for the art community and all the things he does through that. Like I mean, he was just going through a hard time, you know, with this whole YouTube channel and all this other, you know, a lot of stuff, but every once in a while I'll message the guy and be like, "Hey man, hope all going well, you know, whatever." And he'll at least message me back and say, "Yeah, things are going good. How about you?" And you know what I mean? Like willing to at least have a conversation about whatever and like try to help us out, like get guests and different things. Like I truly appreciate him and you know the help that he's been trying to help us with.
Yeah, 100%. He's a genuine good guy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hop is another person who's been a genuine good person. Hop, we owe him, like, I feel like we haven't established or talked about it on mic enough how much we actually owe Hop, because our Discord, when we met him, when he joined our Discord, I want to say he was member like 14 or something silly like that. And after he joined and he brought his whole entourage with him, he brought the whole kit and caboodle, and our Discord jumped by like 50 people within a few days of him joining because of his support. So we really owed our start to him.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like we still are shooting for a goal by the end of the year, you know, kind of what we want for our Discord. 150 still was the thing, correct?
Correct, yep.
We're still shooting for that, of course. Yeah, I think it was too. I don't know. But we're still shooting for that, of course. And, you know, like Matt said, like, I swear to you, it jumped up like 30 people, 50 people. Like, Hop really, like, included his community and his friends, like, into our community. And, like, it was so awesome just to see so many people join. Be like, hey, guys, what's up? You know, like, we support you. Like, you know, we might not always, like, necessarily, like, you know, be there or whatever, but like no matter what, those people are like here to support us, which was so awesome. And I truly like appreciated how Hop did that, and I truly appreciated those people joining. They had no reason to join, like, and I just appreciate that.
Yeah, that was, you know, real MVP move on their part and on Hop's part. So shout out to him. He's another content creator. Go check him out.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, even Hop, like, you know, if like for example you're gone or I'm gone, no matter what, this man was willing to hop in as soon as he could. Like,
no pun
he's
intended.
always willing to help out. Yeah. He's always willing to help us out. Like, he'd give us feedback. He even, like, would, like, ask me every once in a while, like, and just chat in general. Like, there's not enough we can say about him. Like, he has truly just been so helpful and such a great person. to work with and just to talk to. So Hop, I know you're going to listen to this. Thank you so much. Truly, truly appreciate you.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 human being would recommend. Go check his content out. He's trying to grow his brand as well. So if you like good humans and you want to support a genuine good person who makes good content, check out Hop on Ark. Man, what else? Aside from, we've had a lot of great guests, and we'll come back to, because we haven't gotten all of them, but what else happened this year? I feel like we're missing other stuff. We had the officials tribe. We had
our servers.
We had our unofficial servers, yeah. We had a little mini cluster going on here, a little duo of servers for a while, for a long time. And Jude says he used to comment on every video. I remember trying to beat him to the comment. yeah. Jude, Hail Hydra, Hop, and Gabriel have been like top 4 question answerers all year.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then you got the people joining in late, like Drew and all them, like joining in Disc Golf and Dad, joining in later, like in the midway through, or even probably early on. I mean, not super early on, but pretty early on, right?
Yeah. Drew, Disc Golf and Dad. Disc Golf and Dad is Drew, right?
No.
They changed their names, so I'm all confused. I mean, no disrespect to any of you. You guys changed your names. We got Disc Golf and Dad. We've got Drew. We've got Bob and Dovahkiin, right?
Matt. Buddy.
Aww.
Drew is Dovahkiin.
No, Mike is Dovahkiin. Mike is Dovahkiin.
No, Mike's Disc Golf and Dad.
Son of a belly goat. I knew that. I was just testing you.
Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, you passed with flying colors. Well, son of a gun, now I feel like a jackwagon. Well, okay. Aside, okay, I'm not good with names, right? Good with faces, good with disc golfers, but not good with names. So we owe those 3 a lot as well. So I want to sit there and give some talk to them, because as much as we owe Hop for growing the community, we owe them for sustaining the community. Because if I remember correctly, we had them and Gabriel, and there might have been, let's see, oh my goodness. Hold on.
Matt, come on, buddy.
Back me up here, man. Back me up here. Who's our daily talkers?
Drew, Disc Golf and Dad, Bob, all were like active every day.
Well, yeah, they were as well. There's one more person that we're missing. Hold on. I keep clicking on the wrong Discord. I'm clicking on my Dungeons and Dragons Discord instead. Dang it.
Okay.
Who is it that every single morning, man? Good morning, homies. Who is it that says that? I'm trying to get back into the Discord here.
Oh, Nugget?
Nugget, yeah.
Nugget
as well.
And recently, I mean, not just because he's in here, but Jude's recently been saying a lot on there, which has been appreciated. And then
Absolutely.
King Dodo, Graham.
King Dodo, yep, Graham.
And then who else?
Castle Gaming.
Who?
Castle Gaming.
Yep, that's who it was. I was like, dude, I was trying to find the name. And then Cowboy, I've been talking to Cowboy quite a bit about Predecessor.
Yeah.
Like, man.
Okay.
Like, a lot of these people, man, but let's hone back in on what we were going to say. Those people that kept the community alive and
focus.
what they did, okay? So, like, they really, Matt and I were going through so much. Like, I mean, just a bunch of real life stuff. And, to be honest, very frustrating for a lot of you guys, because it was like, really, you guys are just, like, leaving us for a month without any... It was a month, right, Matt? Or was it 2 weeks?
It was, yeah.
It was a month, yeah.
Yeah, it might have been a month, yeah.
I think it was a whole month without any communication, like total smart people, right? Yeah, why would you communicate with your community?
Jude confirmed.
Yep, Jude said 1 whole month.
Yeah.
And we had no communication.
It was.
So, yeah.
And was that the gap in February there, like March area?
I think so. I don't know. We technically had like 3 gaps total, but...
Yeah, and I remember each one, and each one was my fault. So I'm going to go ahead and go on record and say my bad for all that. But that first gap there, to be totally transparent with you guys, I was going through it, man. I had an incident at work that put me on workman's comp, and I had to work really, really hard in therapy to get through some of the stuff that I had experienced in the past 6 or 7 years between teaching and working with the clients directly where we worked. So my brain just couldn't handle it anymore, and I kind of had a little midlife crisis, to be honest with you. So I was going through it and dedicating about 90% of my energy to making it through the day, and given what I had left to my family, and I just didn't have it in me to do anything lately. And I didn't even have it in me to communicate with Jericho, to be honest with you. So I was leaving him in the dark and going weeks without answering him, and I was trying to figure myself out. And once I figured it out, I was back for a while.
Yeah. And, like you said, things happen, man. And, but we started posting again, talking to the community members. I felt like we did at least a little better recently of, trying to, maybe not the last week for me. I know you've been trying to answer, but, you know, like, just talking on the general chat, trying to communicate with people because, you know, just looking, and this is not an all numbers thing, so I don't want anybody to, whatever, but there's a lot with numbers that, of course, go into that, which I'll go into in a second. I want to say again, I don't know if we necessarily hit the nail on the coffin or whatever you want to call it, whatever that saying is, okay? But, those people that kept it alive while Matt and I were gone, truly, truly highly appreciate you and appreciate everything you did to try to keep it alive while Matt and I really were not doing anything at all.
Absolutely. Means a lot. Appreciate you guys, because, very quickly could have had the Discord fall apart during that time. So thank you for those of you that were keeping it active and those of you that stuck with us.
Yeah, honestly, really do appreciate that no matter what. And, appreciate you guys still being here through a lot of, like we just kind of talked about, man, a lot of ups and downs, right? The community, just, either how we've been engaging or just how the community is in general, ebbs and flows and different things. And for the ones that have really just stuck with us, or even the newcomers or the old comers, whatever, truly just keep on doing you guys. We appreciate it. I appreciate Jude being in here. We've only had have we even had a live audience member yet, Matt?
Could have swore we
maybe?
had one at one point, but I'm struggling to remember who.
I agree with you. I can't fully remember, but it could have just been our guest.
Oh yeah, that's fair. If you were the other person in the live stream with us, please remind us in the Discord.
But dude, let's start just kind of, from where we started, right? We started episode 1. Okay?
Boom.
0 viewers, man. Nobody.
Let's go.
Nobody listened, of course, right? That we knew at all. Okay?
No, yeah.
I'm letting friends know. I'm letting random communities know. You're doing the same thing.
Yep.
Just promoting the best we can, right? And, man, numbers-wise, right? Which it's not all about numbers, like I said. But just to give you guys...
But it kind of is.
Yeah, I agree. You look at your numbers. It just gets in your head sometimes, even if you don't want it to.
Yeah, you have to at some point you have to consider how many sets of ears is worth your time. You know what I mean? How many weeks in a row can you produce content for 2 people, both Jericho and I, as the only viewers? How many weeks in a row can you do that before it starts to crush your soul?
Exactly, man. That's the thing right there. And like I was just saying, man, it does get in your head a little bit, the numbers. Even though Matt and I's pure intention is to give you guys content, that is what I want to do, and that's what Matt wants to do. But sometimes those numbers just get in your head, man, and it just plays with you.
Yeah, it really does. But you know what I mean? Let's talk through the growth and shrinking of some of the numbers. Let's follow these trends real quick. So do you have them in front of you?
Yeah, I do actually. So, when we first started posting, on average, it was if we're just looking at the numbers here, it's an average of between, this is kind of a bigger type of number, but it's an average of pretty much 500 to 600, okay? People listening for the first, let me see, month, 2 months. It's about 2 months, okay? And then the first of the year, which I think we took a break right before that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, for the holidays.
Yep, we took a break for the holidays, okay? And our viewership went from an average of 5 to 600 to an average to 2 to 300. So we dipped a lot.
Yeah, and that is something that we have noticed. With every break that we take, there is a powerful dip in ratings. And you know what, like, I understand that. That makes sense to me. I don't blame people for not watching. I will never blame people for not listening. Like, people have things going on. I totally get that. But when we don't post, it definitely hurts us and sets us back. Yeah, Jude said 200 is still really good, so I appreciate that. That's definitely, but like, when you're looking at it from a percentage-wise of we're getting 33% of what we got the week before, like, you know, it starts to get in your head, but then tell us what happens next, Jericho. What's the trend looking like after that?
Yeah, so, we dip down to, what I say, 2 to 300, is that what I said?
Yeah.
Yep. So if we dip down, then we take a little break, okay? We're still averaging between, it's a fluctuating, we'll say 150, okay? An average of 150, okay? And then, of course, you got a few of them that go a little higher than that or whatever, okay? That doesn't matter. And like I said, I don't want you guys to think this is all about numbers. We're just kind of going through, like, how the year's been for us in general. And, and we'll just go to kind of where we're at now, Matt. And sadly enough, right? And we went from an average of 200, Matt. And if we look at our last 2 to 3 posts, we're at an average of about 50 to 70 people.
to 70, which is right along in lines with Jude just posted. He took off the YouTube. Our episode 1 has 80 views on YouTube. So, that's right in line now with what we're looking at now, I guess.
Yeah. And, like I said, it's not all about the numbers, man. But it's just like, how did we go from 5 to 600 and sometimes even more? Like, we got a couple with 1,000, whatever. Don't care. Whatever. We look at it, and yes, we took breaks, like Matt said, and every time we took a break, we dipped big time in numbers, which, like I said, it just kind of plays with our mind a little bit, man. It's like, and then like Matt said, you sit here every once in a while, and think like, how much time or, how many people do we want to put it in for? And like, I think Matt and I were like, we have our number, of course, right? Or like how our community's doing, but it's really based off of the community, okay? And like, we're doing this because of how much interaction and how much support you guys give us. That's really, the reason that we're doing this. And I just want you guys to know that. So for the people that are still listening, those 50 to 70 people, thank you so much.
Legendary. Yeah, and community building is really the main focus here starting now and moving forward. And like, to be honest with you, I would rather have 70 people that genuinely care rather than 300 people that are just there because this week sounded interesting. So like, those of them that stopped listening just because we took a week or two off for the holidays, like, okay, whatever, enjoy yourself. But the real ones will be around and the real ones will stay, and those are the ones that I make content for, at least.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. And like, I'm gonna say, and I don't know if this sounds bad or not, but I'm gonna say it here, is the true guys, the true people with the switches we're gonna make to the podcast, like, are gonna stay with us.
Very true, yeah. Yeah, the real ones will stay, and the real ones are here for us, you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to like sound arrogant or cocky or anything, but like, I feel like we have a core group of people that genuinely care, and that's what I needed in my life.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what we really need. I'll speak for myself. That's what I needed to, keep going. Like, I mean, like, just even,
oh yeah,
I don't know if you want to call them small or big things, like, just talking to people, like just Jude joining us. I appreciate that. What is it? Like, Disc Golf and Dad and Drew, man, they came and disc golfed with us, Matt.
Yeah, they drove across the state to come meet up with us and disc golf with us. That is cool, actually. So shout out to them because that was actually, they put a lot of effort into that, and it was a lot of fun. Oh man, Jude wants to know who won. I'm gonna say that it was probably disc golfing, Dad.
Gotta be.
Yeah. He stomped us.
Yep.
Yeah, Drew's not bad either, though. Drew's pretty good himself, and we put up a good fight. We gave it the old college try. That's for sure.
That is for sure. My first time ever.
I used to be a really good disc golfer. Like I used to have it going on, man. But again, took so many breaks. I had kids. I haven't done any tournaments since my kids were born, and I barely get out. I get out maybe once or twice a year, so it's fun, but it's definitely not competitive anymore.
Yeah, but no, man, that was really fun thing that happened. We talked about our servers a little bit. We didn't talk too much on it, but we started some unofficial servers. Those ended up dying down just because, I'll 100% take the blame. I did not join or even go on any of the servers. Very rarely did I and interact with any of the community. I 100% will take the blame on that.
Yeah, I did for a long time, man. I was on there. I was doing good. And then I had some personal issues with some of my tribesmate. Nothing like in-game, just out-of-game personal stuff, and went my separate ways and just had no interest to start over again. So that phased me out, and, I just didn't want to start fresh. And that was sort of the death of me participating in the unofficial server as well. Then it just went downhill. Which I don't blame people. I'm not going to hang out and play a dead server either, so I get where they're coming from on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. I wouldn't either. And, so we had that whole thing, and I feel like this is, like we said, we do really have some true supporters here who are just really supporting us for us. And, some of those people are also the people that paid for our just so amazing Patreon, Matt.
Man, yeah, we had a Patreon for a hot minute. I forgot about that.
Yep, that was something for sure.
That was, man, I feel bad about the Patreon because our patrons, Jericho, I'm going to leave that on to you. Can you name all of our patrons? Jude is challenging you specifically to name all of the patrons.
Oh, he's challenging you, but that's okay, Matt.
No, that was directed at Jericho.
Now, we'll see. We're going to see what he says here in a second in the chat. But
No, we're going to ignore him.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Okay, so I will name Gabriel Hop, Drew, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Drew. I remember now. Drew, Disc Golf and Dad.
Yep.
We had one or two more.
Bing bong.
You got it?
No.
Why not?
I can't be trusted, man.
Well, yes, you can now.
I can't be trusted. You named literally all of the ones that I could think of.
What? We're missing one.
We're missing a couple.
There's like 8 of them.
Dang, we had 8 patrons.
Yeah, it's like 6 or 7, but like a couple people canceled. But yeah, so we're gonna sound like terrible people, and
We really
I apologize for that. But I mean, the Patreon in itself was not necessarily, like I said, you guys did support us and help us out. Like, we did try to talk to most of you guys that did it, and whatever. Like, like just at the end of it, we ended up cutting it off because we weren't using it for. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want it to sound like we just whatever. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, we were going to collect, so we were collecting on the Patreon in an effort to, improve our equipment, improve the listening experience for you guys, and then it sort of became a thing where we were like, okay, well, it sort of seems like everybody wants a server, so we went and, because everybody was asking about the official tribe and all that stuff, so we went and had BC, I believe, or first it was QC, then it was BC, had volunteered to, spearhead the server and all that stuff, and we were gonna split the cost and do all the things, and times are hard, man. So we came down to the point of like, do we choose to invest in better equipment or do we keep the server alive? and the servers were kept alive. We paid back BC and got everything all kosher there, and that ate up a good portion of it. And to be honest with you, we weren't really delivering a great value for the Patreon. Like, it was hard to keep up with everything. We were having issues with, like, international shipping and things like that. Like, it was just problem after problem, and I felt like the Patreon became more of a headache than it was worth. And, you know, not that we don't want to deliver extra content to people, but, like, we don't want to take money from people if it's not going to be something that we're going to deliver on our promises and make a good value for you. So we canceled it for you, as weird as that sounds.
You know, I mean, I did hear some of what you said anyways. You know, I heard the last little tidbit. Um, oh, now you're sounding like a robot again. But, either way, what is it? I'm gonna wait a second here. Yeah, either way, man, I think that, you know, the Patreon, like you said, we did it for them, as weird as that sounds. And, you know, there's a reason we ended it. Like you said, I don't really got much more to say other than that, except, you know, thank you to the ones that were, you know, subscribing to our Patreon, because that's truly appreciated and not something that you ever had to do. So, you know, thank you guys for that. It's, like I said, it's truly appreciated. I know I've said that millions of times, but I'm being very sincere. Like, no matter, like, the numbers, I truly feel, you know, like we have a good community behind us. And I appreciate the people, and I appreciate, you know, hanging out with the people, talking to the people, the community that we have. I just can't thank you guys enough. Like, seriously.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Man, what else happened this year, Jericho?
Well, I mean, you know, we
Oh,
got it. You
hold
said
on,
you
my
wanted to go.
internet's about to get up. All right, it should be good now. Sorry, what?
So, something that, you know, we wanted to get back to a little bit here is, you know, maybe we'll go through a little quicker. um, but I wanted to, you know, kind of shout out the rest of our guests, right? So we had, of course, QC Survivor on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, my man. The man, the myth, the legend. I miss you, QC. If you're listening, reach out. I miss you, bud. Let's play a game together.
Yeah, for
You
sure,
pick.
man. For sure. And then we got, you know, you talked about Hop, of course. We got Chips, man. I loved having Chips on there. He's just like, he's also he's a nice guy, you know, doing some really good content. Also, you know,
Oh,
bunch of
yeah.
stuff real life. Like, Chips was fun to talk to, man. I appreciated, you know, just the conversation with him.
100%. Yeah, he was fun.
But yeah, so thank you. I mean, like I said, again, thank you to everyone. But yeah, thanks, Chips, for just coming on, you know, talking about 100 Day, building different things, you know, kind of what he specializes in. Truly appreciated that. I know a lot of people liked that episode too. And then who else, man, did we have on there? Okay, I know we had more people. We had Aaron, like we said. We had, let me see. Oh, Matt, I don't know if I want to bring this up, but I'm going to, just
Okay.
because it was probably the biggest or the funniest thing on the podcast. Can you remember what that is, though?
The funniest thing on the podcast. There've been a lot of great memories, man. I don't know which one you're referring to.
Well, you're going to be probably mad at yourself when you remember this.
Oh, man.
Good old Kibble.
Ah, sweet Kibbles. Yeah, how could I forget
Yeah.
the sweet, sweet Kibbles?
Yeah. I know, isn't that crazy?
Oh, man, despite me swearing my head off in the ocean, Jude Kirk calls out. Yeah, okay, so I can't be trusted with the ocean. Ocean's scary. In real life and in all video games, I am terrified of the ocean. Like, as soon as I fall into an ocean or any body of water, my first immediate reaction is, can I dive? And if I can, is there anything around me? And if I can't, proceed to poop and leave the water as quickly as possible. And I believe in the episode that Jude was talking about, I was underwater, and if I remember correctly, it was an eel or something like that. It came out of nowhere and shocked me right in my tail feathers, and oh my goodness, I shrieked like a little girl. Yep. Man, it was rough. That happens quite often. Like, I'll be sitting there playing video games with my wife and kid next to me, and one day I was playing Ark, my ears were bleeding. I'm so sorry, R.I.P. headphone users. Yeah, one day I was just scooping along the water. I like to play with my single-player world with my 4-year-old and, turn off the blood and let him just fly around and do his thing, and whatever happens, happens. And we were looking at the ocean one day, and as we were swooping over the top there, we landed underneath the floating island on the center, next to one of those little, like, small islands there. I don't remember what he was on, but he was riding something that we had tamed, and there was one of those Xiphactinus or whatever, Xiphinctus,
the fish, yep.
Yeah, the giant barracuda things. He went over to go investigate it, and that thing turned his tame into a literal cloud of blood. And, like, not a cloud, because, the blood was turned off, but, like, it just, like, disappeared. He was on a turtle. Thank you very much. Yeah, he was on a turtle, and that thing just flat out disappeared, and he was mortified. I don't remember what it was named, but Pumpkin. I think it was named Pumpkin or something like that, and he was absolutely mortified. Yeah, Jude coming in clutch. That was a good one.
Jude
good
is
memory.
Coming in clutch. But yeah,
Jude's
man,
giving me a play-by-play there.
Play-by-play here.
I was sitting here, it's like, why does he keep yelling turtle? He wants to hear a turtle story. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, it was a turtle.
But we had Drew on the podcast. Remember, we didn't force Drew to do anything, okay? But we had
no
Drew
threats.
start the podcast. You remember? I mean, you guys just heard that, but you remember that?
Yeah, we do. That was funny.
I thought that was great. And then, do you remember my first solo episode? That was funny to me.
Your first solo episode.
You heard it in the thingy.
Oh, yeah.
I played the bird sounds.
Tweet, tweet.
Yep. Ranked mods there with Drew. Talked about burnout. Man, like, I don't know. We've just done a lot in the Ark community. And one thing I will say is I do, look forward to necessarily, going back, not back, still giving Ark some time, right? I just want to kind of talk a little bit about where we're going for the podcast.
Yeah.
Ark in itself is, I do think there's a couple things with Ark that, that are going in the right direction. I think there are things that are going in the wrong direction, of course, too. Like, that big update was huge. And, Matt and I just truly, like, I don't personally want to give you content that I'm not playing that game. And it's not like, it's really been months since I've last played Ark. I don't want to give you that content, right? When I feel like I'm not giving you my full into that content. Like, so I don't feel like, I still want to do Ark. And when there's big updates and different things like that, there will still be Ark. So if you're here for just Ark, we will be posting Ark episodes still every once in a while. Just not as consistently as we are now. We're going to be kind of changing things, Matt, if you kind of want to get into, what we're going to be changing things into and just kind of what you see for the Stranded Survivors podcast in general going forward.
Yeah. Moving forward, we would like to focus more on just all around, general video games. Rather than focusing, just on Ark or just on this, that, or the other thing, we want to sort of cover all things video gaming, all the games that we're playing, the things that we're doing in those games, the different aspects of, RPG games and how they cross over, how some of those things are related, like getting burned out on Ark is related to getting burned out in 7 Days to Die, and, different ways to avoid it, period, in video gaming. Maybe we'll do some episodes on how to balance life. Things like, it's tough being a gamer. Like, to be completely transparent with you, it's hard being an adult gamer with kids and with a full-time job and, like, with all the things. So maybe we can do episodes on balancing those things. Or, just random stuff like that that's life, I guess. Life in video games in a weird, generalized sense.
Yeah, and I think I'm really looking forward to that. I think that's just going to be kind of more of our forte, different things like that. Just kind of just talking about that in general. We've done like a few just random episodes, like Matt's done a 7 Days to Die one. We've done, just really. I mean, the episode was named something else, but we technically did one where we really just talked to each other.
Yeah, and moving forward, maybe that'll be a good episode. Like, there's all sorts of different things that we can do, and I want to sort of keep it broad and general, and, like, there are going to be episodes where there's no news has come out, no updates, nothing crazy's going on, so maybe we'll invite one of our buddies, and we'll talk about, being, I don't know, man. We'll figure it out, okay? I'm on the spot.
Yeah, of course, got to put Matt on the spot, But also something, and I think this one's going to be a little sad for people, is scheduling. Okay.
Yeah, bad news bears coming in, guys.
Yeah, scheduling now is there might not be an episode every week. We can 100% guarantee you every other week. Right?
Worst case scenario, yep.
Yes, worst case scenario. And you know what? I'm not too opposed to, randomly maybe doing like if somebody really wants an Ark episode, doing, one whatever. Okay. But
we got a request for weapon tier list. That would be a specific one.
Yes, exactly. Like we will be doing that for sure. And we're going to for sure be doing 2 episodes a month for sure. And you know what? If you could get 4 in 1 month, but then the next month you might get 2. Like, it all depends on how busy our schedules are, as there's a lot just going on. A lot of, either transitions, different things like that coming. So I hope you guys can still, like, bear with us through that. I know that's kind of disappointing. And, maybe particularly not what you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for a weekly episode. And, I'm sorry that we're not able to potentially, give you that. But we appreciate no matter what if you guys are able to stay and listen.
Yeah, and my counter to it is that statistically speaking, looking at the numbers, and the numbers don't necessarily lie, you guys don't really like solo episodes from us. So
Yeah.
In the weeks where, for conversation, this is something that happens unfortunately very often, where we will all day be texting like, hey, you're going to record tonight, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. 100%, I will agree all day. But as soon as I go to put my kids to bed, my kids are 2 and 4, so they want you to lay down and, read them stories and talk and, like, cuddle for a little bit before they go to bed. 8 times out of 10, boom, I am asleep, passed out. And I wake up multiple hours later, and at that point, usually it's too late. We're not going to start recording at 10:30 because we both got to, like, work the next day, so... yeah, I sabotage it sometimes. So in the event that, I fall asleep or Jericho's working or decides to go on a 500-mile hike for work again for some reason, and we can't get a guest, there's a real possibility that those would be the weeks you just don't get an episode because, Jude said he listens to the solo episodes, and I know other people do too. I'm not saying that nobody does, but statistically speaking, all of our solo episodes have been our worst.
Yep.
But guests incoming, and, with it being generalized just video games and stuff like that, that makes it a lot easier for guests because, not everybody's comfortable enough with Ark to come on and be put on the spot and, be on the mic talking about Ark. And that's totally okay. Not everybody's comfortable, like I said. But with it being a generalized one, it's pretty easy to come onto the mic and talk about Burnout. Everybody's played a game to the point of not wanting to play it anymore. So, like, it gives us more opportunities for more guests and community involvement that way, too, which is pretty exciting in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm very excited about the change, man. And just, like, able to potentially interview more creators to get insights on just different things, maybe how they do things, stuff like that. I'm excited to kind of get to, broader our audience here and be able to just, interact with a lot more people and it not just necessarily be Ark. I'm still, like I said, looking forward to doing Ark, and we got big episodes coming up, hopefully we can, continue contact with those people and do those episodes here soon. And I know some of you have messaged me and been like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to DMAC and Raz Clark. Like, those things are still going to happen. And those Ark creators and just Ark things are still going to happen. So make sure you guys, stay tuned for those ones, at least if you guys are only here for Ark.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're only here for Ark, this is probably going to be unfortunate news for you. But Jericho, I just thought of something that is my next goal for us. Okay. So for the first year, I wanted to focus on establishing ourselves. And now we have a community, and that's done. So for the next calendar year of, hot take 7 days to die. I already pitched that one. It failed. For the next year, my goal for us is to get a professional athlete to come on as a guest. Because conversation, it's a big stretch, and I know he doesn't listen, and I know he'll never listen. But Aaron Jones used to be a Packer, is a huge gamer. What's his first name? Jamal Williams. He's a huge gamer. He's an anime nerd. He plays Farmville, and he streams it live. I would love to have a professional athlete as a guest this year.
That would be absolutely wild.
Boom, Jude's going to become a pro for us. So as soon as Jude hits the league and signs that contract, wins the World Cup, boom, coming on. Hot take. Then he's going to Disney World.
Let's go. But that's a big goal, man. If somehow we can make that happen, you already know I'm down to make that happen.
I'm gonna figure it out. It's either that or a wild card / Ark employee. Those are one of the two needs to happen in our next calendar year as the podcast.
Oh yeah, we already said we wanted to get that dang wild card employee on. We're gonna get it somehow, man.
Yeah, and like Jude said, that one's achievable, and it is. And we had the in with the community involvement person, and I don't know what happened there. I don't know if she doesn't listen. I don't know if maybe they didn't like some of our hot takes with things. Maybe we weren't supportive enough. I don't know what happened, man, but I feel like we blew that one. So we're still trying. We've reached out to them a couple times, but we have not received a response. So, man, come on.
Get there.
At Wildcard, please let us interview you. We'll be nice. We'll only grill you a little bit.
And this is our episode, and I don't even know if anybody's listening at this point. We're 50, whatever, however long we're in. I don't care how long we're in, okay? I am commanding. I'm the commander here, okay? I'm commanding everyone must share and must like and comment on this video like it's our year. Like all these OGs, all these people that have been on the podcast, I'm making you comment. You need to make sure you comment. Make sure like whatever, okay? You make sure you rate the podcast if you have it. And something also, like I said, something I want to bring up. This is kind of, side note per se, but we have 39 reviews on Spotify, which is awesome to me, with a 4.8 star rating.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. And that actually, I say it every week, and I really, really, really am serious. That helps the algorithm. What's our high score, Jericho, for home impressions? For people that have seen us on their home screen for Spotify, our high score for the month is what? We've hit 30,000 for impressions like that, haven't we? Or am I being dramatic?
No, I'm actually pretty sure that we hit over 100,000.
Over 100,000. So when you click on Spotify, you open it up and it shows your home screen. Over 100,000 people in the course of 1 month had us appear on their home screen, and that's because of the constant influx of 5-star ratings. So if you have not already, if you could download Spotify and listen to us there, if you don't, that's totally cool. Download it just to rate us, and then you can delete it. That's okay. But every 5-star rating that we get boosts us up in that algorithm and increases the chances of us showing up on someone's screen and making our way to their ear holes and then growing the community. So every opportunity is a good one.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, that's a lot of reviews. We appreciate that. Appreciate all the comments. And this is, nobody else can see this number except Matt and I. But for
Booyah,
1 year, 1 year worth of episodes, okay? Oh, how many plays in general do you think we have, Matt?
I haven't checked in a really long time. I'm gonna guess 22,000.
Oof, 13,000.
Not even close. Ha!
Yes, Jude. Actually, I've been looking forward to that. Jude says he wanted to see our Spotify Wrapped, and I remember we had one last year, and that I sent to Matt. So I'm hoping that I can find that one and compare the differences to kind of see how things are, because I'm like so excited for that.
You should have at that point probably sent it to me on Facebook, if I have to imagine. So it should be still in our messenger.
Yes.
I want to say we were really weird, and I didn't get your phone number for a really long time.
Yeah, you're probably right, to be honest. But yeah, so just what to expect out of us is video game type of podcast, different things like that. Every other week for sure. Hopefully more. Let us know what kind of episodes you guys want to see for just the new podcast starting, and I would say 90% sure that we're going to be getting a new logo also.
Yes. Eyes peeled for the new logo. Thinking something, not too much. I want to maybe keep it a little minimalist. Maybe keep it very chic, very demure. Very mindful, very demure.
Yeah, so, that's kind of what to look forward to us here for the next year or whatever, next while. And we'll just kind of adapt as things go, different things like that. But I mean, this is officially the end of season 2 of the Stranded Survivors podcast. It's officially the end. I know this is sad. It's officially the end of fully Ark content. And I just can't thank the Ark community enough for everything they've done for just us in the Stranded Survivors podcast. It truly, has just been so great.
Yeah, it really has been. It has been a wild ride, and this isn't goodbye. It's just see you later, and, you don't really fully... RuneScape and Ark have one thing in common, you don't really quit, you just take breaks, and sometimes that break is a little bit longer in between. So right now we're just taking our Ark break, not only on the Xbox but also in content, and it will be back. It will be intermittent. It's not goodbye, it's see you later, but thanks for the ride.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. If you listened all the way till the end, thank you so much. If we didn't shout you out, I'm sorry. We have so many supporters. Matt and I have the memory of a newborn baby, okay?
Yeah, I can make a list of 500 things before the mic turns on, but as soon as the mic turns on, my brain doesn't work anymore, and I just sort of ramble awkwardly. So if we forgot you, we're so sorry. It's not that we forgot you. It's just that we can't remember at the moment. And those are different.
Yes, it is. But either way, if you guys listen till the end, thank you so much for everything you guys have done. And I hope that you guys have a fantastic week. Remember to like, comment, share, whatever you need to do. Make sure your mom, your grandma, they all listen. They're all going to be survivors one day. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, and thank you to Jude for hanging out the whole time in the recording booth. So thank you, everybody. Enjoy your week. And Jude, have a good one as well. You guys take it easy. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.